With 4 games left here in Season 3, we will finish off the year, either by making the playoffs or completely missing out. As it stands, we are bottom of the NFC North by half a game. The Lions are above us by that half game. Bears, 2 games above us, more like 3 because they've already swept us. And the Packers, they are up by 4. Luckily for us, we play them in the first game today. A win would get us on the right track. But ultimately, it's a long shot for us to win that division. Where we can still make it is the NFC, but there are a lot of teams to keep an eye out on, as the Lions, Commanders, and Cowboys are all 6 and 7, same as us. The Cardinals currently hold that 7th seed, last spot in the wild card at 7 and 6, and then you got a few more 8 and 5 teams, 2 9 and 4, and then the Falcons have already clinched, going 13 and 0. Now, the last time out, we saw our offense kind of take a step back. Meanwhile, our defense actually greatly improved, going from what was a little bit below average, now slightly above average, and vice versa for the offense. So as we jump into our second matchup against the Packers, we're still looking for our first win in division, and we're also looking to get back into that conversation for the wild card. So let's jump in on the road as we go to Lambeau. We've got defense out first. Justin Herbert, the quarterback here, with an empty set play 1 as they look for a pass down to the bottom. It gets picked off. That's exactly what we need here from our defense today. Nate Hobbs gets us going in the best of ways. And for our offense, who've struggled to score of late, prime real estate, starting just inside the 35. We got Quintez Cephas in motion at the top, as it will be a pass here. Brock Purdy across the middle, and he gives it right back. This is why the team is struggling. Our 92 overall quarterback can't throw passes. But I would have loved to see whose bingo card has 2 picks to start the game here, back to back. With a run here, can't throw a pick on this one, but a big hit comes in from Campbell. We haven't seen him make a single play so far this year, but that was a nice hit. 2nd and 10, trips up top. Herbert has a hard count. No one jumps, he'll look to pass. And for the first time today, it's not a pick. Instead, gain of 19 to Wolf. Gets him to the opposite 40 as they come out under center. They will hand this one off, and we've got some guys there at TFL. Vanderness had his first few games with us last episode. Gets stuck in there, 2nd and 12 with a loss of 2. Herbert, perfect throw, finds the gap in between the zones. That's why he gets paid a lot of money. 1st and 10, rolling towards the top, and across the middle, back to Wolf. He picks up 3. So far, a far improved drive compared to how they started. 2 more up top here on 2nd as they hand this one off, finding a lot more space than they've had the previous, actually gaining yards. So for Swift, he expects more, just a short gain, leaving 3 needed on 3rd. They're at the 16. Herbert down to the bottom, goes to Swift, who will pick up the first. Adams gets there just a little too late. Following the turnover to start, this drive pretty slow and methodical. As we're about halfway through the first quarter, it's Swift trying to cut it towards the top. Campbell in a foot race, spins him down into the end zone. Packers take a lead at home. They get 7-0. As we look to move forward from there, Quintez Cephas starts us off, gain of 12. We'll jump in if we get probably inside the 40. Though with a 3rd and 8, we need a big play, and we don't find it. 4th and 3 at the 44. We're going to have to play aggressive down the stretch if we're to find ourselves making it anywhere close to the playoffs. So we are going for it. Purdy, he's got to find somewhere to go. Slant across the middle and tight coverage. Forces a knock away. It's a turnover on downs. Plays like that can make and break this season, as it's a throwaway, then a gain of 8 leaves 3rd and 2. And 9 going to Zay Flowers. If they get inside the red zone, we'll jump in or they score a touchdown there. 27-yard rush for DeAndre Swift. They take a 2-score lead. So now we really need our offense to get things going. Well, a loss of 2 is not the call. Then knocked away. It's 3rd and 12 and a throwaway from Brock Purdy. Gotta find some points in this one, as mentioned at the top. Struggled to score down the stretch. That's put us in a bad spot as we start the second quarter here with a first down going to Mooney. Then 7 back to DeAndre Swift into plus territory. Another first down inside the 40. Another gain of 6. They're closing inside the 30, and a first down will jump in. Packers currently lead the NFC North. A win here is vital for us to have any shot at the playoffs. As it's play action for Herbert. Down the sideline and can't jar that one free. Newsome arrived too late. Flowers secures the grab down inside the 4 with a goal line set. They hand it off. Swift looking for his 3rd. It is denied by Edwards. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2. They got Wolf in motion, and Swift down the middle is stuffed by the DTs. Benton, then Jacobs. We could really use with at least a forced field goal here, though a turnover would be amazing. 3rd straight goal line set. They go with the toss weak side. Sidney Brown sealed the edge, and Edwards drags him down. Chigakonkwo injured on the play, but it will be the field goal unit coming out. We'd love to see a burst of speed around the edge, but not the case. Indeed, it's another 3 points here for the Packers. And with us already down now 3 scores, 3:50 left in the second. Let's jump into this offensive drive. Already looks like Jonathan Taylor has checked out of these games. I don't know what it is with him. He's just doesn't play a full season. And a timeout called there, but none off the top. Looks like maybe an injury, perhaps? I don't know. Madden's weird with its animation sometimes. 2nd and 3. Brock Purdy downfield and finds Quintez Cephas. It's his 3rd grab of the game. 36 yards in total. Haven't seen much of him this year. Brown finds a lane and will pick up 4. Happens to go as his only yards he has today. 3 carries, 4 yards. Need better from the rushing game. 2nd and 6. Purdy dropping back. Unloads it to Brown, who will pick up another 3. But Brock is only sitting at 50% complete. The 90-plus overall quarterback, especially one we gave up 4 first-round picks for. Expect a lot more from him. First down as we find Allen Lazard. He's playing tight end this year. And he'll take us inside the 2-minute warning. Got to come away with a touchdown before half here. Bunch up top, 1 down below is Bateman. Purdy is going to roll towards the top, then find the trailing Lazard. Looks like we are not with Hawkinson today. Hopefully just a practice injury, nothing big. 1st and 10, going back up, it's Lazard. We found some good matchups here, feeding the former receiver. And it's all been this drive alone. His 3 catches, as we've got a few different options down below. Purdy, time in the pocket, rolls, going back corner, and maybe overthrew that, maybe was just throwing it away. Sophomore receiver in trainer, the closest to it. Leaving us with 2nd and 10 at the 13. Split backfield. Purdy across the middle going back to Lazard. He'll tack on an extra 5 to his total, leaving us still needing 5 here, but we're taking up all the time left. With an empty set, 3rd and 5. Purdy's got time. Back corner. Touchdown Bateman. But hold everything. Flag is down. And maybe he stepped out of bounds here? Yeah, indeed, that's the case. Illegal touching. So they take the touchdown off the board, but the offense doesn't leave the field here. 4th and 5. Got to have a touchdown here before halftime. As Purdy will look to scramble, spinning, getting the first down. Timeout called. 33 seconds at the 2. And they'll bring out the weak eye from there. Just got to find a slight lane. Alex Church, the running back, he gets clotheslined. I believe Mozzie Smith. They'll blame that on either the center or the right guard. Either way, someone missed their block. 2nd and goal. As we look for a pass to the outside, it is Trainer with the touchdown grab. We bite into this one before halftime, make it 17-7. And we're looking for a big comeback in the second half, but that is a good start. Purdy finds his receiver on the outside. We're jumping right back on in here. The first drive of the second half here, but we've got a 4th and half a yard at our own 34. We hand this one off to Brown, and he will pick up the first, keep this drive alive. And from there, we'll just stay on in. See if we could at least get this back to a field goal game. It's the I form. Looks like Brown the running back, but it's play action. Purdy going downfield, jump ball gets picked off the second time today for Chin as he's looking for the sideline. Brown drags him down at the 21 by number 21. Purdy, we need a whole lot more here from you. Jeremy Chin should not be the bane of our existence right now. Starting at the beginning of the red zone here, it's Swift to the outside, gets by the first two. Adams with a nice tackle. Not too often a free safety provides that kind of hit. 2nd and 7 with a tight look. Gonna be a pass. Herbert rolling towards the bottom and getting picked off. 58. Turning up the sideline, gets by the quarterback. It's Van Ness, the end. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, pick 6, kind of a defensive lineman. Lucas Van Ness. That is what this team needed. Helps us out when our own quarterback can't stop throwing picks either. But the Packers did not like that. They've driven right back down here. And this is following a 4th and inches in which they went for it. Inside field goal range. Toss gets to the outside at the 15 and finally pushed out. And that is not a good sign. Edwards shaken up. He'll head to the trainer's table, but he's been the most consistent player for us. As it's Swift down the middle, that's nearly a touchdown. Dragged down at the 1, but a penalty flag is going to back this one up. End up calling holding on Zay Flowers out at receiver. Makes it 1st and 17 as we tick under 2 minutes here in the third. Herbert will loft it and just too high, but that should have been a touchdown for Swift. Luckily for us, both superstar quarterbacks here struggling. There's 2 up top, 1 down below. Still 17 yards needed. Herbert across the middle. He will find the easy dump off to Mooney. Jack Gibbons out there having to fill in a little bit for Edwards, who does come back out on this one. 3rd and 9 as we bring the double A gap blitz. Here comes Benton picking up the sack, dropping him back. It's a loss. 4th and 19 at the 23. Of course, Benton only in his 2nd game back from injury. Huge play from our DT, keeping this a 1-score game even with a made field goal as the 40-yarder is drilled. With just over a quarter left, we're jumping into the start of our following drive. 1st and 10 at the 25. Brock Purdy, clean pocket, dumps it off. He finds Quintez Cephas, who also gets picked up, slammed down. Old Market gain of 8 as Roquan Smith provides the big hit. Under center now. Purdy still looking to pass and quickly finding Bateman. Roquan Smith back for another tackle. We got to make sure Purdy ends the day at least 1 of 1 in terms of interception to turnover. He needs 1 more touchdown to do that, but we are heading into the 4th. It's crunch time this late in the season, a game we must pick up a win. 1st and 10 at the 40, just outside the 40. As we hand this one off, Brown, he will pick up 5. Though he's barely averaging over 2 yards per carry. Don't know where Jonathan Taylor is. He's not injured. He just refuses to play late on in seasons, as that is nearly a 3rd pick. At least it would have been the 1st for Campbell. Should have been an easy 1st down to Bateman. 3rd and 5, 2 spread either. Actually 2 up top as Bateman in motion. Plus Traynor leaves Quintez Cephas lone down to the bottom. A little bit of some play action here. Pass rush, but it's a shot downfield and out of bounds. That one was the only time you could blame pass rush. The offensive line have done a pretty good job considering who we're going against. But 4th and 5, we're staying out there as Purdy will shake and bake and slide down with the 1st down. We've got to do whatever we can here to get a touchdown on the board, and if we could take up as much time as possible, all the better. 2 up top, 3 below with an empty set. Purdy taking his sweet time as they only rush 4. He's got time to throw it. Throws it to the sideline. I know he has some scramble ability. Perhaps one thing we could do in season 4 is change him from being a pocket style quarterback or balance to maybe a scrambler. just to get him moving a little bit. As he finds T-Hawk a little bit behind Roquan Smith, easily able to break that one up. We got to find at least a few yards here, make it easier for a fourth down possible. 3rd and 10. Again, they just rushed 4. Purdy backing up again, and then he throws it away. Honestly, it just seems like poor decision making out there from our quarterback, but it is 4th and 10 at the 45. It's a hard count, no one jumps. We got a couple crossing routes as Bateman finds a little bit of space, gets the grab, and we got this drive moving. And I think it just might be best for us if we stay out from here. Tyler Johnson checks in on the left-hand side. We got Hutchinson and Dunn on the right. Looks like the team is just gassed out there. As we loft this one out, it is Lazard who will pick up 5. Now, we have seen a little bit of T-Hawk out there, but it definitely hasn't been consistent. I think we've got to deal with a problem with stamina on this team. Back to the outside, back to Lazard, and he's going to pick up a first down as Malik Harrison injured here for the Packers. Seems like our key guy in this one has been the former receiver, just getting some good matchups. We got him on the right-hand side here. Couple stopping routes, couple drag routes, as we got this one out to Hutchinson down to the 1. Could have been his first touchdown of the series. Instead, we'll settle for a nice gain of 8, putting us at the 1. We need some strong blocking here over on that side. And why do we have a Mike linebacker way over there? That should be over there. Snap the ball, and maybe I should have paid attention to the play clock rather than fixing the blocking issues. I guess we'll just say we wanted to give ourselves a little bit more space. 2nd and goal. It's actually a weaker front here from the defense, so we'll check out of the jet sweep. Hand this one off to Brown, and he slips one and gets pushed in by Roquan Smith. We take a lead here with a PAT. About 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. Still plenty of time for chaos to ensue, but I sure hope that chaos is only good for us. 1st and 10. It's a stretch down the bottom for Swift. It was a good call there from Newsome, but he just didn't get the tackle. Instead, that run pushes Swift over 100 on the day, up to the 39. As it's a shotgun look here, 2 up top, 1 below. Herbert will look to pass, and nearly picking up a 2nd sack is Benton. Feel like it might be a little greedy to ask for some more turnovers, but I surely would love some more. 2nd and 10 with trips up top. Herbert, quick throw, and dropped by Wolf. Desmond King coming off a pretty good game, mixed opinion game. Previously, he gets the pass breakup, 31 towards the bottom, as it's 3rd and 10 here, and a first down strike. Wilson Jr. picks up 15 and puts them into plus territory. As we approach the 4-minute mark here, Herbert's making a change at the line as they'll continue trying to pass the ball and finding another option. Mooney, though, gets clocked. Sidney Brown don't want to come across him in the midfield. He loves to lay a good hit. 2nd and 10, they drop under center. Handing this one off, Swift has space, a lot of it, until he meets Sidney Brown. We definitely have some mixed play from our front 7. Sometimes really good, sometimes kind of missing. 1st and 10 now at the 33. They go back to Swift, and from behind, it is Epinesa. He was leading this team in plays in the backfield prior to the trade for Van Ness. Since then, we haven't seen a whole lot from him. 2nd and 8, and it's another pick. It's not too greedy to ask for another. It is Hobbs with his 2nd. 3:01. We take over, and we're jumping in to run this ball. The quarterback play we've seen today is strictly what happens when you tell your quarterbacks where to throw. They got to let them read. As Brown takes the handoff, he will pick up about 9.5. And you can bet we're going to do a whole lot of running here to try to drain this clock as we approach the 2-minute warning. We'll have to snap the ball prior to. With a 2nd and 1. They go back to Brown following the interior of this O-line. It's the strongest group on this team. And that'll help take us inside the 2-minute warning. The next group, honestly, now I would say is probably the corner. We've done a lot to add talent there. Brown stuffed on the blitz, and in fact, he's going to get up a little gingerly there. Maybe a rib injury, perhaps. He'll head to the bench. With Jonathan Taylor essentially refusing to play any football, that leaves us with one running back. 2nd and 8. It's down the middle for Church. He'll pick up 3. Now the early indications on Brown is it's just cramps. We'll see if he bounces back. As it's an RPO, they swing it out to Cephas, who's got the edge, and 4th and 1. We don't get the call. But Coach Joe Thomas calls for the offense. 4th and about half a yard. Goal line set. Ingle, the fullback, kicks up the first down as timeout's being called by the Packers. They're essentially a first down away from sealing a narrow win, a comeback win at that. As Church, he takes a stretch, he shakes off one, he's back to the outside, getting the first down, he's still going, he's at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, he flips into the end zone in front of the fans here at Lambeau. That might be the nail in the coffin. We will play to the final whistle because in Madden, you never know what's going to happen. Down 8 points, Justin Herbert rolls towards the top, hesitating to throw or run. He eventually tosses it away, and an offensive lineman shaken up during the play. We'll leave him out. A key guy here for 2nd and 10 as they hand it off to Swift. Spinning, he's going to pick up almost the first down. He's had a good game, though. 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's honestly been the turnovers that have hurt both these teams in a major way. As Herbert gets the strike, first down Mooney. Packers only have 1 timeout. Inside a minute, they're outside the 50. With an empty set, Herbert across the middle finds Swift, who does take a couple shots, but they're right back to it. Now under 30 seconds left, still holding on to that last timeout. We only rush 4. Herbert back to Swift. I think it's the same play they just ran and essentially the same result. They call their final timeout with 20 seconds left. They need a touchdown and a 2-point to tie. Well, there's been many historic games here at Lambeau of some comeback wins, some comeback ties. As Herbert, he's got time. As it does finally collapse, he throws it away. We need some tight coverage here. We need some pass rush up front. Need our guys on the edge to show up. 2nd and 10. Trips up top. Wolf at the bottom of the line. Herbert, he's going to roll. Throwing cross body. And if we had 5 more yards, it would have been a pick from Sidney Brown. Instead, it's a 3rd and 10. 9 seconds left. Bunch up top, 2 down below. As Herbert is getting sacked, he gets hit from both sides, and that is how the game comes to an end. I believe it was Van Ness who got the sack, the same player with the pick 6 that started the rally. And we get a huge win here in division, which has been hard enough for us, but that is a huge step here towards making the playoffs. Packers above us, we draw 1 back. And in the interest of time and keeping momentum, we're jumping straight into the next game against the Giants, who are bottom of their division. First quarter comes to an end, and we're up 7-0. Make that 10-0. Make that 17-0, and we hold it at halftime. Let's get through the third quarter. I'd love to put a game away in dominant fashion, but we do finally give up some points. Answer back. And as the fourth quarter arrives, it did look like they were driving. So let's slow things down a little bit here as they are at the 27 with a 3rd and 1. And they get the first down. Coming off a game with several sacks, some turnovers. I would love to see more of that. That's what we're challenging this defense to do in the second half. As Jones, under pressure, will roll, dump it off, and will lose a yard. Quick tackle there from Desmond King. He's actually, honestly, probably played better being a backup for us. 2nd and 11. Play action. Jones, he's got time as the DTs finally break through. Lofted and too far to the sideline. And that pass puts him directly at 50% complete. 3rd and 11. Let's push him under. Or they hand it off instead. A quick stop there from Campbell as they hand it off to Deuce Vaughn. But they will keep the offense down here. Fourth quarter, they are down several scores. Mac Jones trying to keep the drive alive here. As pass rush gets around the corner. It's thrown and tipped up turnover on downs. Let's try to run out some clock here and get a second straight win. To do that, we'll jump back into the overview here as a penalty on T-Hawk, 5 yards. Then we lose to Alex Church. 2nd and 17. We get 6. It was 2nd and 17. Gain of 7. 3rd and 11. That doesn't math. And we only get 5 yards, so we don't take much time off the clock. But one boom of a punt downs them inside their own 1. All right, punter. I want to say he's a rookie, maybe 2nd year, but that's a heck of a leg. As Lucas Van Ness knocks it away, 3rd and 3, knocked away by Newsome. Do they punt? Do they go for it? They punt back. With 4:04, let's try to drain the rest of this clock. And while I would love for our OC to do that himself, I don't trust the play calling. Despite building this playbook, we seemingly pass more than run. As Church takes the handoff, he will keep moving. He'll pick up 6, taking as much time to do it as possible. Or actually, correction, I think I said gain of 6. It's 2nd and 6. It was a gain of 4. Either way, we're letting this clock roll inside 3.5 minutes now. Play clock all the way down to 1. Purdy then takes the snap, and it's Church spinning, picking up about half the yards needed. Now we just need the final 3 here to keep this drive going. It's a 4 front here for the Giants. Stretch to the outside. That's how we sealed it last time, but a clean tackle from Kinney. And after the 2-minute warning, well, coach has decided keep the offense out here as it's the goal line set. It's a toss towards the top. We got some blockers in front. Church overruns them. And that's going to be a stop from the Giants defense with 1:56 left. They're still down several scores. Definitely expected Church to maybe slow up, let those blocks develop. He's a young running back. He'll learn that with experience. As a first down gain there by Kenny Walker on 3rd. 1st and 10, 16 goes to Devontae Smith. 3 more Mac Jones. They're inside the 25 now. And from there, with about 40 seconds, we'll jump in. Let's see if we can force any more shenanigans here late. 2 spread either side, including a stack down to the bottom. Mac Jones back in shotgun as we bring 4. He's got some time. Up top, he misses the mark, though. Sidney Brown, no, check that. Desmond King crashed on it. Typically the spot where we do see Sidney Brown, but we're having Desmond King rotate around 3 to 4 different positions as the main backup. Doing well with that. 2nd and 10, Jones avoids the pass rush, though gets hit from behind, and how is that not a fumble? There was absolutely no arm going forward. That should have been a sack fumble for Lowry. Instead, it's a 3rd and 10 here. We bring a delayed blitz. St. Juice got back there, forcing the throwaway. On 4th and 10, they stay on out. Play action. Mac Jones back up top, and there it is. Finally, we get the pick from Newsome. Gave up a nice little bundle. He gets his first pick here in a Vikings uniform. And that will seal the game. 2 straight wins to get us going here. And honestly, that might be the first time this year we have a win streak. We've got to keep it alive. But we're keeping ourselves in the playoff hopes as we should go check in on the standings with 2 more games left. But before we could even check the standings, bad news from that last game. Tyler Linderbaum. He tore his labrum. He's going to miss the remainder of the regular season into the postseason if we can make it. That is huge. He's one of the best young centers in the game. So we're going to have to probably put A.J. Jackson back at tackle, shift down Penning to guard, and then one of our guards is going to have to shift to play center. Whether that's Brown or Miners, we'll see. I'm thinking probably Brown. I think I did that last year, but that is a big injury here late on. As for the standings, it's also not great news, as the Bears have overtaken the Packers for top here in the NFC North. They are still 2.5 games above us with the 2 games. We've split against the Packers, but the Bears swept us early in the year. We still have 1 more game against the Lions. That is up next. So we're playing for the wild card. And considering the Packers and Bears are tied for the 2nd best record in the NFC, one of them is most likely a lock in for that 5th seed. Falcons, they're locked in for the South. They're locked in for the playoffs by far. Undefeated, 5 games. They've already won the NFC first seed. The Eagles currently in first here for the NFC East, and for the NFC West, we have the Rams. So the Cardinal, the Saints are the only 2 teams above us. So we are 1 game currently out of the wild card, as we have the same record as the Cardinals and Saints. The Saints and Cardinals both are coming off of a loss. Saints have lost their last 2. We've won our last 2. Odds are in our favor, but if we can't continue the win streak, then there's no shot. So we need the Saints and Cardinals to lose. We've got to keep winning. So once again, let's start with a quarter sim. See how things go in the first half. As we do get a touchdown and a field goal, we take a 10-0 lead here in the first quarter. Now, the Lions have been the team we've done the best against, though the game quickly gets flipped on its head, and they take a 24-13 lead in the second quarter. We gave up 24 points that quarter. We only scored 3. So that definitely didn't go very well. Let's maybe slow things down here as we start the second half. Might need to jump in, especially as we start on defense. This is a game we need a win in. And we've done, as mentioned, the best against the Lions compared to anyone else in our division. And we pick up a stop here as they do punt away. Need to make sure they actually did that. We pick up 7 to Church. I really would love to see as Spencer Brown at center with a holding call. 2nd and 13. But I would love to see what this team could do, as I think Church just got injured there. We're back down to 1 running back, and we get stopped on 3rd. Would like to finish my original statement, which was I would love to see what this team could do late on in the season with Jonathan Taylor out there as Benton picks up a sack. That's needed. But I just don't know why he does not want to play in the second half of the season's nearly giving up the 3rd and long. We do pick up a stop. About 4.5 minutes here left in the 3rd. Starting back at the 15. Church back out there, but he loses 3. 2nd and 13, he picks up 4. That math again not adding up, and we are a yard shy at the 24. That's too risky. Well, I would love to go for it. Dwight Jenkins with a nice punt gets them down to the opposite 30. Much safer for us as Van Ness picks up a sack. 2nd and 18, 4 to Charbonnet. 3rd and 14, we just give up 2. It's been a opposite 3rd quarter than it was the 4th quarter. 2:05 at the 35. Let's jump in here. This is not a game where our offense can fall flat. We need some points. We need 2 scores in this one. As we hand it off, Church down the middle will pick up 4. 15 rushes, 64 yards. But we only scored a touchdown in the first quarter in a field goal sense. Need a lot more as it's back to Church down the middle with the draw, picking up the first down. Of course, the offensive line taking a pretty big step back with Linderbaum out. Still have a pretty solid interior as Brown just clocked someone. Not sure if that was a linebacker or safety, but someone probably has to go under concussion protocol. 2nd and 3 as we are around 30 seconds left. Back down the middle, Church, a little stiff arm and picking up the first. He's 17 yards away from 100. I want to say in his 2nd year, maybe 3rd. Last play here of the 3rd quarter as he'll slip 1, but it's a hard-fought gain of about an inch. We head into the 4th from there, needing some big plays. We got 2 receivers up top, 1 down below. Looks like half the offense huffing and puffing. And we just came through a timeout. Purdy throws first down. Bateman slips 1 and down inside the 25. Purdy 10 of 18 throwing a touchdown and an interception. So still not the best of game for him. As we go with a toss up top, turning it into a toss dive. That's a Stanford play if I've ever seen one. Shout out our dynasty. Going every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But this is Tuesday, Thursday. We need our Madden team to make some plays here. The Midwest States Only Challenge as Purdy rolls and throws away. Oh, for me, I'd say this is a 4-down territory situation. We are down by 11 points with 3 tight ends to the bottom. It's an RPO up top, Bateman, and a quick tackle. He could take the field goal. That would require a touchdown and a 2-point try later. I feel like a 4th and 8 is easier to convert than that. As they bring a blitz, we look to get it downfield and off the hands of Trainer. Pat St. Clair injured on the play, but it's a turnover on downs. And Purdy really tried to squeeze that one into a tight window. Maybe it was the right call, maybe not, but we need our defense to make some plays here as it's a handoff down the middle. Getting by the first round, and a couple more guys helped to clean it up. Charbonnet injured on the play after a gain of 9. Kind of good news for us as it does stop the clock. Bad news in terms of just players getting hurt, as it's another handoff and Edwards fills it. Now we have the injury. It's Chauncey Golston. He plays, again, a pretty key backup role for us across the entire defensive line. 3rd and 1, it's play action, shot wide open. As they get by midfield, DeMarco finds Godwin. That's been a pretty big part of our divisional games this year. Close to making them, not quite. 1st and 10 as they go with a handoff up top and a short gain of 3 for Robinson. That will give him at least positive average per rush as it's 2nd and 7. Shotgun look here, 2 down the bottom, 1 up top. As a roll, throwing well high. In fact, that looked more like a throwaway, if anything. Closest receiver was Godwin, and he was probably 7 to 10 yards away from that one. They need 7 here as they set up the screen. Robinson with some blocking in front. A big block from 76 on Newsome. But the running back screen keeps their offense moving inside the 30. They could take a field goal to go up by 14. Touchdown, well more, as it is down to the 3. Jake Ferguson, a tight end eligible here for our state's only challenge, but we're not trading with a rival, especially after giving up all we did for Purdy. And it's a touchdown to Jake Ferguson. We're down 3 scores late. With the season potentially on the line here, we're jumping out with the offense. 4-12. We need some points about as fast as you could possibly imagine. As we go to Allen Lazard, he's going to pick up the first down gain of around 16 and out of bounds. Pretty similar to Jonathan Taylor. Haven't seen much of TJ Hawkinson in this one either. This is 1st and 10. Looking for a drop back pass. A little bit of loft on this one as Hutchinson with the grab and another first down. Well, of course, with Purdy, got to be careful with those lofted passes. They like to stay lofted, and we cannot afford a turnover here. As Purdy's got to roll and just get rid of it. That big boy was moving. Lions ranked 24th in sacks, but they've already picked up 3 in this one. 2nd and 10. So you got a bunch to the right-hand side here, looking for some more deeper shots downfield, or Purdy, he's going to look to go ahead and run here slowly. Doesn't even get to the first down line. Perhaps it's those 3 sacks coming back to bite us. 3rd and 2, 4-down territory, quite obviously. We hand this one off Brown. He's got space, but the corner fills it, and a flag comes in late. It's the rookie receiver, Braylon Dunn, with the holding. Luckily, it was well downfield, so it's still a 1st and 10 here for us. As we'll continue trying to pass the ball, it is up for Hutchinson and just easily denied. For being a physical style receiver, not much physicality there. 2nd and 10, Purdy dropping back. Going to the right-hand side here, he's got Johnson. Not going to put the jukes on him, but he does get a first down, but we got to find the end zone quickly. As we're inside 3.5 minutes, the tight end and Hutchinson switch. Got Dunn to the right-hand side. He has some height to him, and that's what they're looking for through his hands. That's gotta be a touchdown. If it hits you in the mitts, you gotta catch it. 2nd and 10. Setting up the halfback screen here. We get Church to the outside, and he will push through, and a little help there from the defender will make it 1st and goal at the 7. It's hurry up, though it looks like Purdy's still trying to make a change. Making a lot of different changes out there. Finally snaps the ball, and he's going to roll to the right-hand side here. Look for the check down to Ingold. Lowers the shoulder. He also takes a pop. Everyone got hit on that one, and it's right back to the hurry up. Need to get a touchdown here before the 2-minute warning. Back to the screen. Church cut back and down at the 1. Again, back to the hurry up then. Stacking the line here, but some of it is with some weaker defenders. See if we get a push, and Church caps it. We bite into the deficit here, but we still got a lot of work to do with not much time remaining. All we do is get back within 11, and they pick up 6, but Robinson injured on the play. 2nd and 4, they get 3. Defense, you've got to get a stop here. 3rd and 1, it's our final timeout and a first down. That will be the stamper on this one. So the win streak comes to an end. Of course, it's in division. I think we've only won 1, maybe 2 divisional games this year. Just can't do it. I don't know why. 31-20. We're gonna have to go check those final standings heading into week 18 to see if there is any possibility for a playoff run. And it's not good news, but it's not awful news. Falcons, Packers, Bears, Rams, Eagles have already clinched their spot in the playoffs. That means at best we have the 6th and 7th seed left. Right now, the Saints, they are well above us. So most likely they're making the playoffs either as the 6th or 7th seed. If we won that game against the Lions, we would currently be in as the 7th. Instead, we lost to them. So they are currently in line for 7th. Cardinals lost again. They are 8th, and now we are here at 9. If the Cardinals, the Lions lose, and we win, there's a shot we still make it. Well on the outside looking in, we need a lot of help. If the Saints also lose, then that could really throw a nice kink in it. So what we're saying is there's a chance. It's just not a super high one. The Lions' loss really took the wind out of our sails. So let's put everything we can into week 18 and let's see if we can get a little lucky. And if we're being honest, we're going to need a whole lot of luck in this game as we are facing the Eagles, a team that have already clinched. Of course, we're going to keep an eye down on the bottom score tracker for Cardinals, Lions, and Saints. If any of them get a win today, then our chance really is about out the window. But I would still like to take care of our own business here, as it is church on the handoff, no gain, maybe even a loss, and on top of it, a flag to really make sure it's a loss. That one called on A.J. Jackson. Big news down below. Cardinals lose to the Bears, who already clinched the playoffs. So that opens a door for us as Brock Purdy throws a pick, and it's around the edge. He's got to get the tackle, spinning him down at the 2. Why can't we just have good news without the bad? We kind of got to hope that this one starts off like how we started the episode, and we get a pick right back. That would be great. Jordan Love. Instead, he hands it off, and it is a quick touchdown, a quick lead for the Eagles. Bijan Robinson right down the middle. As we look to bounce back from a rough start, we've got a 4th and 1 here at the 45. And we definitely need a big double team on the X Factor. I want to say that Grady Jarrett, they also have another X Factor over there. It's a strong side, and that's where we attack. As Church, he finds a bunch of green grass. He's at the 30, weaving, make it the 27. A big rush, setting up the offense, and the Lions lose to 25-20. The door is wide open here. If the Saints lose as well, then we really could have a great chance at making the playoffs. But we've got to pick up a win, and it's going to be against a tough foe. As Purdy goes to the outside, Hutchinson, he's getting some playing time today. Seems to be kind of widespread that just a lot of our players are struggling with stamina. How that would affect playoffs, I don't know. Church, he takes the handoff, and he's down inside the 10. There is so much on the line in this one. I'm toying with kind of shaking up the format and going with a play the moments kind of situation here just to try to help us out, as Purdy's got to get rid of that one. Dorrance Armstrong for Philly shaken up as he heads off the field. We'll get ready for a 2nd and goal. Wide spread here. Empty set for Purdy, as we just need someone to get open here. Purdy takes the sack. He's got to get rid of it. We'll give Bosa the sack, but they also had pressure down the middle too. It's 3rd and goal at the 18. Johnson on the outside. Lazard might be a good matchup over on the right-hand side, but they switch the coverage there. Purdy, he's going to step up and run, and he does not have the speed we need there. Looks like we're going to settle for a field goal here. We'll bring out McLaughlin. He's kicking at the 15. It's a 25-yarder. We've got to get on the board here, as it is up. It is true. Well, indeed, let's shake things up here, and we're going to play some key moments. Haven't really done that in the series so far. A really big gain on first down, though a penalty on the next first down will help us out. Love takes a gain of 3, 2nd and 12, and a first down goes Evan Ingram. Around midfield, a sack from Nelson, like some depth making some plays here for us. We got a 3rd and 11 as we start the second quarter. KJ Osborne, the former Viking, putting the Eagles up 14-3. Well, we really need our offense to come through in this one. That is for sure. Alex Church picks up 7. Then 2 to Brown, leaving 3rd and 1. And we pick it up to Church, starting with some rushing. Hasn't been a great stretch of play as the rookie Braylon Dunn gets the catch. Might be the 1st and 2nd of his career. I don't know where all of our starters are. We don't have progressive fatigue turned on, but honestly, it feels like we do. As we are driving, approaching the red zone, pass knocked away. We got a 3rd and 4 here, and yeah, let's take over. Need to find a touchdown here. Can't settle for field goals every single drive. As we got a quick slant, got the catches. Johnson weaving down inside the 10. Can we get a little bit of hurry up here? It will let us jump right back in, but it's not necessarily hurry up if we jump out of menu. We bring out all the tight ends. Ingold having to play some tight end here. Yeah, stamina is just weird with this team. Church, the running back. Purdy dropping back, quick slant, touchdown for Hutchinson. Might be the first of this series as we draw things back here against the Eagles, make it 14-10. And back to the moments we go. Need a stop here from our defense as we're taking a long time to get things actually going. Here we go. 6 to Bijan Robinson on first down, 2nd and 4, an incomplete pass. 3rd and 4, 13 to Evan Ingram. This is a well-built Eagles team. There's a reason that they won their division so handedly. We got a 3rd and 5, though. Another opportunity to give up a first down. KJ Osborne got him down to the 40 as Bijan picks up 3. Doing a decent job in slowing him down as Reed loses 3. 3rd and 10. Why not? Let's play a little bit of some defense then. And as we jump in, it's also the 2-minute warning. We'll love to get a stop here. Might be outside of field goal range if we keep a gain short. And it's a pick instead for Howden. We definitely got a lot of backups out here, but they're making some big plays in this game. And where we've struggled statistically this year, this episode, outside of scoring for the offense in some of the games, we've really picked things up. Sacks, turnovers, seeing a lot of them here as Lazard gets the catch at the 50. Now, I've been so focused in on the game, haven't seen any news on the Saints down below. Maybe you have. We got press coverage on the right-hand side here. Tyler doesn't get any space. We'll dump this one off Church, and it's tipped away. Good coverage on that one. Read it too late as we were hoping to find the deep shot. 2nd and 10. Purdy dropping back with a quick little drag. It's done. Who will pick up 7? We also have a little bit of time to play with, but we got to make sure we pick up a first down here. We got an RPO drawn up. We'll hand this one off. Church going to pick up the first down with ease to about the 30. While we may have lost some of our talent along the offensive line due to injury, we still have a really strong bunch. See Hutchinson, see if he could get to that back right pylon as Purdy steps up. He eats the sack. But honestly, Grady Jarrett felt that more than Purdy. And for us, it saves a timeout that we would have had to call following that sack. So 2nd and 13 then. We'll lose a few yards. As Johnson, he gets some space to the outside. He gets the grab, trying to shake, and he does. He punches off the safety. The big flex into the end zone. We've grabbed the lead here in Philly. Any Vikings fans in the crowd, please be safe. But that is a huge play from wide receiver, I think 5. Now defense, let's not give up points here before halftime. They've got 1 timeout left, 13 seconds. Austin Dowling, you're not helping us out. 1st and 10, it's a throwaway. 7 seconds left. Knocked away by Campbell. 3 seconds, and it's a 3rd down. We're going to skip this one, and we hit halftime. All right, so 17-14 as we get the second half underway. Plus, we don't start with possession. It looked like they kicked off. Apparently not. Maybe I read that screen wrong. Either way, it's 3rd and 8, and the defense picks up a 3 and out. We have a chance to make the playoffs here. We got to finish this game strong, though. We start with a gain of 3. 6 to Church, 3rd and 2 again. Math is not mathing in this one, but the 6 is higher than 2. First down, got a throwaway. 2nd and 10, a penalty on Bosa, make it 2nd and 5. 12 to Allen Lazard into plus territory. Then only 2 to Dunn, better than a loss. 2nd and 8, knocked away by Ivan Pace Jr., and they want us out there. Needing around the 39 for the first down. We go 2 to the left-hand side, 1 to the right. Though safety is shading the right-hand side here. We'll give Johnson another opportunity to beat the corner. It's put out for him, but Purdy was throwing that to a 6'9 center. While it's risky, we got to be a little bit risky here to try to win this game. 4th and 8, offense stays on out. Too close, I feel like, to go for the field goal, and he misses Hutchinson. That should have been a first down. Instead, turnover on downs. Hopefully that one doesn't come back to cost us. But we'll go back to our play the moment screen here. It's a gain of 3, and we got a 3rd down. Right back out. They need 7. The 43 is where we've got to defend. They got 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Robinson back at running back. Got to keep an eye out on him as it is a screen. Campbell chasing, doesn't get out there. Gonna tack on an extra couple as he gets out of bounds at the 38. And as we were exiting that screen, I did see an update on the Saints. They're currently playing right now, losing. It was either 3-0 or 7-0 has really got them down inside the 10. And we're jumping in from there. It is 1st and goal at the 9. Bijan the lone back. Love under center as they go with a run, and they will pick up a few. Oh, he is only averaging slightly over 3 yards a carry, so for the most part, I'd say we're doing pretty well against him. As they go with the read option, we whiff on the tackle, diving in Jordan Love. A real-life Packer puts the Vikings down here against the Eagles. Good news is we've got plenty of time, and Hutchinson pops off for 21. Church picks up 2. 2nd and 8 as we get into plus territory. Back to Hutchinson, and 3rd down, we're back on out. They need 4 yards from us. Well, how about an I form here? Got one receiver either side as we will look to pass. Yeah, we'll take all the space. The green grass as Lazard turns up, tries to truck through the safety, down to the 26. And that's all they wanted from us. And then a holding call. Make it 1st and 20. We get 5 back to Hutchinson. 2nd and 15 as we hit the 4th quarter. 3rd and 11. We get 1. Field goal, not quite good enough for us. I'd kind of want to go for it. Or instead, hit the wrong button. We take the field goal. It's 21-20. Apparently you can't back out of those to try to make your team go for it. Wish we could. Maybe if I went in, then I could have chose the play. I don't know. We'll learn as we go. Robinson gets the 1st down. 2 more on 1st. 2nd and 8. They get 6. 3rd and 1. Again, math isn't mathing. 5 yards. Osborne gets a 1st down. We need a stop here. Bijan loses 2. Wish we knew who got the TFL. Throwaway. 3rd and 12. Yeah, we're jumping in. Need to pick up the stop here. Keep him out of field goal range as well, as we're inside 5 minutes left here, potentially of our season, as it's downfield and Newsome got beat deep. It's Calvin Ridley. That's a big blown play here for us. As they hand this one off, it's Robinson. He slips 1. Moss will bring him down. 2nd and 1 at the 4. We could really use with a stand here from the defense. They go spread empty on 2nd and 1. Love with a wide open target. Touchdown, Cameron Wallace injured on the play. Reed scored the touchdown. Yeah, we know we gave it up. Extra point good. We are down a touchdown and a 2-point to try. And I'm making sure we are jumping out here immediately. Under 3.5 minutes, we got 3 timeouts. There's still time to try to get back into this before really needing to go for the 2. As we're back out to Lazard, who's tried to cut back in. If Hutchinson got a hand on the corner, then perhaps we're still running. Instead, we hit the 3-minute mark. Might be a good idea to also take up as much time as possible. Lofted pass to Dunn by the diving defender. He slips another, gets a little stiff arm. We're down to the 29. And if we were only down by 7, then I would try to waste all the time. But considering we need that 2-point try, I would like to give us a little bit of a cushion. Across the middle, we find Johnson as he's down inside the 10, slammed down at the 8. Try to get a little bit of some hurry up here, but having to flip the play might not get the snap off in time. 2-1, 2-minute warning. But of course, that time we don't get the animation for it, so just a quick little blur and first and goal. Alex Church with a halfback screen, got some blockers and trying to power through. Instead, he gets powered through. He does at least set us up at the 1. Now they've got their X factors to the right-hand side, so let's go Ingold to the left, and it's still Jones making the play. So how about instead, let's go with the opposite of a goal line. We'll go with the empty set here. Try to get done on a zig. Honestly, even the same for Lazard. Give us a couple different options. As it's out to Lazard, the hit threw off the pass, but no problem. We've got the touchdown. We need the 2-point try. And it's essentially just a do-over of the same situation. We got a bunch to the left-hand side. We got some stop routes set up across the table here. As it's gonna be a sack. Great coverage. Good blitzing. That leaves us down by 2, 1:06 left. And I think we go for the onside here. McLaughlin does not get it anywhere close to the 10. 85 recovers at the 40. Gonna need a strong stop here from the defense rather quickly, and I expected they do come out with some heavier sets. They hand the ball off to Bijan Robinson and let him try to win the game. Need some big plays here from the D-line. As they send the receiver in motion, they fake the jet sweep, and Robinson gets clocked by Campbell. First of the 3 timeouts called. Not sure who their field goal kicker is and what his range is, but I would like to limit the gains. Desmond King with a key tackle. And with a 3rd and 6, they change up their look. They go 2 out to the left. But they do hand it off, and Chenal with the tackle at the 38. That is probably range. 49 seconds would only put them up by 5. Still got a ball game here in Philadelphia. As a field goal unit comes out, is I honestly can't read that last name. But it is up, it's looking true, and indeed it is. Pinheiro puts them up by 5 with 45 seconds left, and it's Brock Purdy and essentially the backup receiving group that has to try to come out here and win us the game. Seeing a lot of different checks being made here from Purdy. He's trying to set something up. Press coverage on the outside, safety help over the top. Pressure coming in, and that ball's coming up well short. We got a little bit of time for play across the middle, but need to try to keep things to the outside, and I wish we had our starting receivers out here. They would help us out for sure, as it's another pass downfield. Johnson comes back for it. He gets the grab up around the 50. We've got 20 seconds left and counting as Purdy goes still with the play action across the middle, and it gets picked off. Hutchinson didn't pull up enough. It's gonna be a loss here week 18. There were a lot of other losses, but without getting the win, I don't think we're squeezing into the playoffs. We might be 1 game out. But while obviously not the result we were wanting, needing, still gotta give props to a lot of the backup players that were put in this game. They gave the Eagles a run for their money, a team that was a lock for the playoffs a handful of weeks ago, really. Just had to have a few more things go their way. We're close, and I'm hoping for a miracle. But it just wouldn't be enough. We finished bottom of our division, 8 and 9. And by the playoffs, we and the Lions both miss out. I'm assuming there was maybe a head-to-head that the Lions lost to the Cardinals, but technically, The 18th ranked team didn't make it while the 19th ranked team did, so not sure what the breakdown really goes to that, but the Cardinals lost their last 3 games, still make the playoffs, and maybe if we beat the Lions, there's a possibility we find ourselves in. So we're gonna say we were a half a game out of the playoffs. Considering where we started this year, it's a good fight back. But we finish with the 20th ranked offense, and for the defense, we were the 12th. So really the second half things switched. The offense was much better in the first half. They were a top 5 scoring team. Second half, not the case. Defense cleaned things up with the trades that we made. Brock Purdy, not even to 3,500 passing, 22 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, 63% completion. These are average Joe starting quarterback stats. I mean, maybe a few more interceptions with the average Joe, but for a 90+ overall quarterback whose accuracies are almost maxed out, I expect a lot more from the play that we're getting from our quarterback, but he really is the only option unless we want to go with Tommy DeVito. As for the rushing, Jonathan Taylor, he should have been close to probably 1,800 yards, but he just didn't play most of the last half of the season. Only 526 downs played. Meanwhile, we could check with Purdy's as he played every down. 934. He literally missed half the season, and he didn't have, I think, really any major injuries. He maybe missed 1 game with a practice injury. Dude just doesn't play the second half of the year. Alex Church steps in, 4.4 rushing, it's not bad. 9 touchdowns for him, 14 for Taylor. If we had Taylor in the second half, there is no telling what this offense can do. He just simply doesn't stay out there. As for our other running back here in Chase Brown, 3.5, 2 touchdowns, it's nothing bad, but we did have the fumbles from the fullbacks. Receiving wise, Bateman, he missed about 100 snaps this year and finished with 833, 6 touchdowns. Cephas was our second best. Hawkinson, though, technically had more receptions by 1, so we're still getting the breakdown there we were looking for. 3 touchdowns for Cephas, 5 for Hawkinson. Kyle Traynor, not as big of a second year as I was hoping for, but I still think he's the best option. Having Allen Lazard as tight end too, I think was really good for us. When Hawkinson also had to miss time, he missed about 200 snaps this year. I don't know why. I've never had this issue when it's come to stamina for players, but we're dealing with it. Trevor Penning and Fulton both give up 8 sacks, and Penning played most of the year at right tackle. Linderbaum really could have used him late. Brown had a good year. Jackson did not have a great year filling in. Miners, fantastic. Technically, he had more snaps. I'm assuming maybe some special teams play, like field goals, than Purdy. But over 1,000 snaps for Miners. He's a key part of this team. Defensively, a tackle away from 100 for Edwards. TFL's Lowry actually surprisingly led us with 12. Jacobs and Benton both at 9. Sack-wise, Epinesa at the midway point of the season had 7 sacks. He only had 1 sack the entire second half of the year. Lowry, 3.5. He had some good games filling in. Jacobs, Van Ness, only 3. Some of our trades haven't quite worked out, I'll say, but hopefully they will in season 4. 2 picks for Hobbs, 2 for Adams, and then 1 for a few more players. Did we force any fumbles? 2, King and Dowling. Of those 2, we recovered 2, Dowling and Benton. And how about defensive touchdowns or safeties even? None. We did have a block kick. Defensive touchdowns, 2, Tony Adams and Lucas Van Ness with a pick 6 we saw earlier in this episode. A near 100% year for Chase McLaughlin, 15 of 15 on field goals, 47 of 48 on extra points. And I don't think that extra point would have got us into the playoffs. So, is what it is. If you like punting stats, 45.8 on average for Dwight Jenkins, and his longest was a 72. He downed 12 inside the 20, 7 more touchbacks. All in all, I think he's been a solid punter. So as the team heads into their second to last year, again, we got to win a Super Bowl within 5 years. There is not much more we could do here on offense to improve the team. In fact, there maybe will be some regression as like running backs getting older. We shouldn't have that problem with any receivers. Allen Lazard could regress. I don't think Hawkinson will. None of our offensive line is that old. So the offense should stay there. What we need is for our top players to finish the season. I feel like they kind of quit on us. Defensively, we could use a little bit more help for the defensive line. I don't know if there is in the draft class. I honestly haven't paid much attention to it because the season had hope. We just didn't come through. Linebackers are looking good. We could use maybe some better seasons from Epinesa and Van Ness. The DB group, I think, is solid. The team is playoff caliber. They've just got to play like it. So as we head into the offseason and then also start season 4 next episode, we'll probably get through the first 4 games or so after the offseason. You don't want to miss out. A really hot start could be great, and we're still waiting on us to perform in the NFC North. We just haven't beaten the Lions, Bears, and Packers enough. We came a step closer in the second half. We need to start getting those wins. That is the goal of next season. Let's get some divisional wins and let's tack on some non-divisional along the way. So hit that bell icon in the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button and tap the bell icon so you do not miss out on this series as well as our college football series for the Stanford Dynasty that is about to hit their own offseason. We've got one more game this year, then our first offseason, then we head into season 2. You don't want to miss how the season comes to an end, and you don't want to miss that offseason either. So stick around and we'll see you Monday through Friday, Madden as well as college football.